A mysterious disease that's wiping out cattle in the state's west has farmers and vets baffled. Hundreds of animals have died and no one can figure out why. Chloe Hart reports from Hay in the western Riverina.
The cattle farmer who owns this property has already buried more than 60% of his herd. The illness causing sudden death was first detected in October and is mostly affecting calves.
Well, 72 to 76 hours that animal's dead. And they're all fine, they're all fat. It's just that whatever it is, it's just knocking them.
Local vet Colin Peake says the animals are dying close to water, which may suggest they're seeking relief from fever. He says farmers are justifiably worried.
They're very concerned, and justly so, because there's been some high death rates and we don't know what's causing the problem.
The unexplained disease has appeared twice before. The local council doesn't believe this latest outbreak poses a serious threat to the area's beef industry.
It seems to be endemic that, as you said before, 2006, 2009, 2014, it's not something that seems to present itself there on a regular basis.
The Department of Primary Industries has been investigating several properties in the Western Division, but some concerned farmers say the agency's been slow to react.
Had more people out earlier to get to more samples and throw a bit more emphasis into it, we might know what it is now.
The department says around 10 properties have been hit by the mystery illness, and officials are urging farmers to report any cases of sick cattle. Chloe Hart, ABC News, Hay.
As parts of New South Wales battled bushfires, grape growers in the Riverina were struggling at the other end of the temperature scale. Frost has devastated vineyards, threatening the livelihoods of many farmers. Chloe Hart reports from Griffith in the state's southwest.
The cold snap hit just over a week ago. At the very same time, these red and white grapes were beginning to form.
It's a wipeout. We won't be harvesting anything here this year.
The temperature dropped to -2 degrees, causing the loss of most of Peter Cremasco's crop.
This property here, it's about 60 hectares and it's 80 to 90% gone.
Mr Cremasco says it's a cruel blow, as many growers are still recovering from last year's floods. The Riverina Wine Grapes Marketing Board estimates around 30,000 tonnes have been lost, which could cause a local shortage of some varieties.
We've seen a lot of Cab Sav that's been hit, and by having a reduced intake of that variety, it's going to drive an issue with supply for the wineries in the local area.
There's also concern the damage will force some growers into bankruptcy and out of the industry. While the industry's reported widespread damage, winemakers don't expect this to drive up grape prices because of the current oversupply in the market.
I really can't see the prices increasing unless there's a special variety or something that is in demand that probably got burnt. But having said that, there is still a lot of fruit out there, and there's still a lot of wine from last year's vintage which is on the market at very low prices.
The Riverina Wine Grapes Marketing Board says it could be 3 years before some grape growers see a good crop. Chloe Hart, ABC News, Griffith.
With fun and competition in mind on the Murrumbidgee River. It's called the World Championship Gumi Race, and it's Australia's largest event of its kind. Chloe Hart reports from Wagga Wagga.
Hold on, guys. A collection of the weird and the wonderful battle it out in the annual World Championship Gumi Race.
There's nothing like it, like people floating down on tubes with a trampoline that's upside down and, a quick shade on it, on the water.
Racegoers sail, float and paddle down the Murrumbidgee, with 120 teams reaching the finish line at Wagga Beach this year.
It took a few hours and it was about 7 kilometres, and we were in a raft with tubes.
For many, the competition's not only fierce but also full of old rivalries.
Well, up against the Rainy boys, we've got a bit of a competition going with the Gumi and the Chariots for Charity. So, it hurts to come second against them, that's for sure.
But winning's not on everybody's agenda.
It's not my first Gumi race, and we went pretty terrible. We got flipped in about 100 metres, and after that we tried to sabotage other people's boats.
In the 1990s, it was so popular, safety concerns and insurance premiums forced cancellation of the race. But it returned in 2011, putting safety first.
Our number one priority was scrutinise the craft before they go on the water. Everyone must wear life jackets, no alcohol, no throwing things.
All of the proceeds go to charity, and one thing's for sure, there's always 2015.